Good morning, everybody. So it is about 7 a.m. here this morning. Once I start laying the cards, I'll know better how to angle you. So today is the day that we call Thursday. It's the date that we call the 30th. It is the month that we call October and the year that we call 2025. So don't follow any links or emails in the comment section of the channels from anyone soliciting you for anything. Always be very, very, very discerning and careful when it comes to links. Those would be scammers. Be very careful. Don't fall victim to scammers. Don't do it. Next, the healing intentions is set for you folks as per the usual. So if you so choose and you want them, go ahead and stand in your power. Decree that for your highest and greatest good. Only and always. Breathe that in through the nose and out through the mouth and just allow that to integrate the body. So there was a few people that did ask to participate in a guided meditation. I did that earlier this morning. It's like a 24 or 25 minute video that is uploading right now. For those that want that, they can find it. And for those that don't want to bother with it, they can skip right by it. But we're still going to do the reading. So we have the tarot cards already. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get a tarot reading today. So lots of energy coming in. Apparently, the universe says, yes, this is so. We've had a couple of days of reading around the energies at play. And lots of information given about how that can affect people and what that feels like and what that could look like and how to integrate that. So we asked yesterday if there was anything more that they were going to want to say about today's energy. And they did say that we could go ahead and we could read on it again today. I can't remember what they answered us with, but something. It might have been the High Priestess. So we're just going to let the universe continue its conversation with us. What the universe thinks that we should continue to know, or whatever they want to say, right? Whatever they want to say. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the cards and I'm going to start shuffling them. I'm going to do what I have done the last couple of days. I am going to pull the first card, which will begin the conversation, and then I'll go into a 7-card spread. All right, so let's start shuffling. Obviously, we're coming together through our heart chakras, connecting to our highest selves, connecting with our spiritual teams, those that are here guiding us, healing us, enlightening us, lending us their energy while we're here in this 3D world doing this journey that we call life, and connecting up into our God of the Most High, our Creator, the Creator of all in creation that loves all in creation, right? So only the truth is welcome here. Only the truth is welcome here. Only the truth is welcome here. Only love is welcome here. I decree it. So it is, so be it. It is done. Let's see. So I'm asking, what is with one card? Let's pull one card and we will start the conversation. And then I will do a 7-card spread so that you, the universe, can give us the pathway and the story around the conversation that you want to talk to us about. Today is the 30th, which means there's, according to you, there's a lot of energy. We're going to peak today with this energy rising. So let's continue on with that story. Please and thank you. Anything more that you want to say? And then what we're going to do tomorrow, somebody has asked me to look at the lands beyond, and they asked me to do that last week or the week before. So we're going to take a look at that because that's going to be fun. We'll do a few fun things, you guys, because we deserve to have fun and exciting things to to ask about and learn about, not just all of the politics in the world and the things going on the world stage, but other things that are kind of fun, spiritual, intriguing. So that's what we'll start with after we finish this. Probably tomorrow we'll look at the lands beyond the ice wall, right? Okay, so please and thank you with one card. How would you like to start the conversation today? As far as the energy that we've been discussing over the last couple of days goes, please and thank you. One card. It's starting to get light here. It's lightening up outside. One card, the 8. So that's the 8 of rods. So the rods are the physical day-to-day journey, right? And with the 8, that's infinity. That's higher knowing. You can see this woman here. She's standing there. She's got the crow coming in with the white note, the message from above, directly over her crown. But she's getting ready to cut down her journey a little too quickly. There's life in that journey. It might not be fully bloomed, but there's life in that journey, and she's getting ready to cut it down, right? But there's a message coming in above, and she's not listening to that. She's seeing that there's no life in the journey. She thinks it's not growing fast enough. It's not going fast enough. She's ready to just cut it all down and give up. So that's where the message starts today. So that's interesting, you guys. So now that we know that, let's go ahead and that was a terrible shuffle. Let's shuffle these up and we will lay a 7-card spread. And once I do that, I'll be able to angle the camera so that you guys can see it. I'll wait till I've laid the cards so that then I'll play with the camera to get the best view that there is. So I hope everybody's having a beautiful morning. Hope that you're all doing well. One more shuffle, then we're going to cut them. And then we're going to lay a 7-card spread, you guys. Okay, now let me look at the angle here. And let's see. It's kind of dark. I mean, I just have a little lamp going and some candles. I like my mornings to be, I hate bright white light in the morning. I like to kind of come into my morning in relaxing dim light. It's part of my, it's part of what fills me up with some peace before I have to rock and roll a busy day. Let's see, how's that? That'll work. That'll work. I'm going to pick them all up and show them to you anyway. So let me get a sip of my coffee. Let me start with the pathway, okay? So the energy at the way that I read, the way that I lay things out isn't traditional. This is just how I've come up with a good way to talk with the universe that works for me, right? So what I always want, because we have many pathways, we are a tree, many branches, many pathways that we can take. What I always want is the energy feeding the pathway, okay? And so that would be this card right here at the bottom of this layout. That is the energy that's feeding the largest pathway right now, that's feeding the story, and the pathway will be the topic that we're talking about, right? And so we're talking about the energies that are coming in that are peaking today, and they've started the reading with the 8 of Rods. And the rods, as I explained, is your day-to-day earthly journey, right? And they've started this reading with, there's this higher energy coming in from above, the higher knowing coming in from above. So for whatever reason, even though there's blooms in these rods, this woman is getting ready to cut her physical journey down too early. Too early. So the message in that would be, is that even though we have all of this beautiful energy coming in, you guys, and it's coming in from above, and it's going to help us all, as we've been told over the last few days, that doesn't mean that our physical journey here is all of a sudden these rods are cut down and something new just comes into its place, right? That means that we need to slow our roll a little bit, allow the energy to come in. We're not going to cut down what is. We're going to allow this energy to come in and grow what is so that the journey can be completed. So this energy is going to continue to grow what is coming. It isn't like it's not like you're going to wake up tomorrow and the whole world has changed. That's not how it's going to go down. Okay, so they want you to know that. It's going to grow the journey that we're on. Does that make sense, you guys? So the energy that is driving this pathway of this energy that we're talking about today is the 5 of Swords. So swords, of course, are energy, right? Their thoughts, their words, their technology, their your ego. They're driven by air. All right. So the biggest portion of the energy that's driving our pathway as we talk about the energy is chaotic energy. So it's a 5, great change coming through chaos. All right. So they're telling us once again that this energy that's coming in will make people feel a little crazy and a little chaotic. That's, you'll see these swords going in through this person's neck and their toe, and they're laying on the ground around them. It's going to feel chaotic to the body. That's why people that practice spiritual practices, it will help them a lot because they've already been integrating energy and working with energy in a very conscious way, right? But it's going to make things a little crazy. So the energy will be a little crazy, okay? But that's okay, because as we come up from this energy that's feeding our path and also feeding our story, this is the beginning of something really nice. We have that too. So this energy is going to come in, as chaotic as it might feel to some people and as crazy making as it might make people feel. It's actually coming in to create balance with that too, and to begin a beautiful harvest. So this is the 2 of Rods. That's the physical journey again. Garlic is considered to be very abundant, very good luck. It's a wonderful energy. And what's going on in this card with this too is it's the beginning of harvesting this beautiful, abundant crop of garlic, right? So this chaotic energy will be the beginning of harvesting something much more beautiful, right? It like they said here, it's going to grow the journey, right? We don't want to cut down the journey. It's not going to cut down the journey. We're going to continue to grow the journey. So it's expansion, it's growth, It's not all of a sudden waking up and everything's shifted into a new world. It's growing this world. It's growing this journey. It's growing us in a very beautiful way. All right, so above this beginning of this wonderful harvest, we have the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups it's a happy ending. So we're beginning to harvest something much more abundant that will make us feel better emotionally. We're going to have, this energy will help us to do some healing emotionally after it's kind of driven us batshit crazy, right? So, but the whole point of that is it's going to lift the vibration to a higher perspective, which will help us to cleanse out our emotions and all of those things that have kept us small, to bring upon a happy ending for us, right? Happiness for all of us. Honestly, our emotions are what hold us back. That's where our triggers lie. That's what holds us back. And so this energy is going to help us, because it's going to be doing this whole cleansing thing that we got yesterday. All right, so now we're going to come up from the energy, all of this energy that's creating change through a bit of chaos, and we're coming up into the Page of Wands. So we have that Page of Wands, and again, that's the day-to-day journey, right? And so this energy, this chaotic energy, might make some people feel as though they're skating on thin ice. Now, the message to this is you can do this. Like, everyone is going to be able to do this, though each and everyone's journey around the energy is going to feel a little different. Now, depending on the reading, this guy could be going across this thin ice with his little get up, and he could be saying, I got this. You're not afraid at all. Or he could be like feeling very sketched out about having to go across this thin ice. And it really is all about one's own emotions. And the reason why I say the emotions is because you come up diagonally from this Page of Wands, and that emotion is diagonally up from that, right? So this journey is going to be very personal, and it's going to differ for different people. And it will really depend on where they're already at emotionally, right? So for people that have been packing their emotions up, they've had a really hard life, they haven't known how to deal with it, they've had a lot of trauma, they've had a lot of tragedy, they've had a lot of sadness, and they've just been kind of packing all that shit up and sticking it underneath the bed. Been there, done that, don't need to look at that anymore. Buck up, chin forward, march on, right? Shoulders back and march on, without really dealing with their true feelings. This energy might make them feel really sketched out, like they're really on the thin ice that this Page of Wands represents. It could really make them feel very uncomfortable. There could be the emotional breakdowns that we've talked about yesterday. So it's really going to be this journey with this light coming in. It's not going to it's not like everybody is going to wake up tomorrow morning and suddenly they're going to be enlightened and they've got this new perspective and all is well. It's going to affect everybody differently, independently. It will spark them into having to look at their own emotions and things. It will ignite that crown chakra, as we talked about in past readings. So they will be going through changes. And when we go through changes, we have to allow the process, right? We all know, probably everybody on this channel knows what it feels like to go through a dark night of the soul, a spiritual awakening, a cleansing, a purging. And remember how awful that felt? It didn't feel wonderful, right? But when we came out the other side, it was like we'd been cleansed in fire, right? And out of those ashes, the phoenix rose. And that's what we're looking at now, with another big burst of energy coming in and shifting humanity. So that's what we're looking at, you guys. So don't expect everything to be like, oh, we're going to wake up tomorrow and people who have been triggered and acting out will all of a sudden be, they'll be so spiritual that their heart will be fighting with their mind and they won't be so inclined to act that way. Not necessarily so. What we might see is those people that have already been acting out triggered and acting out ridiculously, they might be getting this energy and it's going to cause them to act out even more because it's going to make them uncomfortable, because it's going to start pushing at those emotions, right? We can't heal anything, you guys, unless we look at it. We have to unpack this shit, right? We can't heal it if we don't look at it. So don't expect everything to be like puppy dogs and roses tomorrow. This is going to be a process for humanity. It's another one of those times where humanity is leveling up and everybody's going to feel differently within that. But the process is going to eventually bring us to the star, which is a transformative state of being. The star up here from this page, the sketchy journey, right? And the chaotic energy from the page diagonally up, you get the star. And the star walks between worlds. She understands that she's here having an earthly experience as a spiritual being. She's incredibly connected to the earth and she's incredibly connected to the heavens. And she walks between the worlds knowing that she's divine. And, you know, this is where miracles occur. When we become that, we embody that, that's where miracles occur within our own life. That's when we find peace, we find courage, we find passion, we find strength, we find perseverance, we find compassion, we find divine love, we find empathy, we open our spiritual gifts, we feel everything for the earth, we love the earth and nature. You know, we see that we're all connected. It's quite a transformation. But, you know, this is just another part of the journey where more and more people will come into this, right? So more and more people coming into their divine selves through this chaotic energy, this high vibrational energy that might feel a little sketchy and uncomfortable to people, that will definitely trigger emotions. And at the very top of our pathway, we have the Ten of Swords again. So, you know, some people are probably going to have to retreat. I'll tell you, when you're going through transformation like that, when you're going through a dark night of the soul, when you're starting to get downloads and you're starting to expand, retreating and making sure that you have time for yourself is very important. It's part of the healing. It's part of the transformation. It's part of the expansion process. So a lot of people will be like retreating because they're going to be uncomfortable with this 10. It's super uncomfortable, okay? And just allow the process. Just allow, if your best friend is already, is just like retreating, just allow the process. If you feel like retreating, allow the process. I think probably all of us here have already done that, been there, going through it. We've gone through it many times. We may be going through it again, right? Just allow the process and don't allow the energy or the words around what's happening or the lies or the fluff, because all of these swords are going in all these different directions, right? Don't allow yourselves to be taken in by words of what others say is going on. Go within and feel into it yourself. This is a time to expand. It's a time to begin to maybe not so much listen to what others say is happening, but begin to really connect ourselves so that we can feel intuitively into what's truly happening. by what we're getting, because what we get will serve us on our journey. So allow the process, you guys. They're really letting us know that this isn't going to be, you know, smooth sailing. It's more like skating across thin ice. Okay? So across from this wonderful harvest that we're beginning, we have the Five of Pentacles. And the five is, again, we've got this great change coming through chaos. And the pentacles represent our earthly pleasures, the earth plane, right? So across from beginning this bountiful harvest through this crazy energy, which could make people feel very uncomfortable, like they're skating on thin ice, cause them to retreat and go into themselves, we have that Five of Pentacles. So that Five of Pentacles, know that the earth is going to be taking on some changes. So look for it, because this card is all about looking for it. So look for the changes that are taking place within the earth. And know that the earth has been connecting and watching us this whole time. The earth is its own entity. The trees are their own entity. Nature, you know, all of the animals and whatnot in nature already know that they're divine. It's been us humans that have separated from it. All right, so know that they've been keeping their eye on us anyway, but now let's start wiping the brainwashing off, because it's going to start igniting us out of this sleep, right? And actually start looking for the changes that take place in nature. Remember up here it said, don't think everything's going to change overnight, but this is like blooming the journey. So watch nature, because nature is going to give you a lot of hints as to what's truly going on with this energy. We may feel scrambled. We're doing our own emotional work. We're doing our spiritual work. We're doing our physical work, right? And we're integrating the energy. And, you know, we may feel a bit scrambled, but this reading is telling us, watch what happens with nature, because nature is going to transform even more. So we're going to see a transformation in nature with the earth. So that's very interesting, you guys, with that star. Okay. So let me just grab these cards again. And I'm just going to lay a couple more, and then we're going to close out. All right, you guys? So, yeah, the universe just wants you to know it's not like this change is going to, you know, don't expect to wake up and like everybody's highly spiritual and happy and no longer triggered and everyone's coming together in unison. The energy isn't working like that. The energy is working on each one of us individually, and it will affect us all personally. And there's great transformation coming, and it is going to trigger a lot of emotions and people's mental states. But, you know, just keep looking to nature, because nature is willing to accept the energy and expand from it, because nature doesn't hold the ego and the emotions that we do, that we need to clear. Nature doesn't hold the programming. It's different for the earth. So just watch what transforms on the earth plane with our nature. All right, so now, and know that we're all transforming at our own pace. Now let's just pull a couple more cards here. And high vibes. All right, so the first thing that they want to start with is the High Priestess. She came up, she's covering the happy ending, and she's covering the other two, right? the Two of Rods. So balance, we've got a lot of balance going on here. These high vibrations are coming in. It might make us feel a little uncomfortable, but they're super high vibrations, but they really are mending the earth and the earth's tree of life. So, and it will ignite more to do the same. Like, it will start the process of people getting closer to nature and wanting to use these energies to help heal the earth too. And in doing that, healing themselves, because it's symbiotic. So these high energies are really going to start helping to heal this tree of life. This tree is bleeding, and this little girl's out there, she's healing it. So that's what these vibrations are all about, healing this earth, healing us, the things upon it. Really, with this healing of the tree of life, touching the star, it's going to just be wonderful transformation for the earth, right? But then we come down and we have the page of Pentacles, and that's covering the page of Wands, that right? But the Page of Pentacles says this is a huge tool, and this energy coming in right now is a huge tool, you guys. And it is focusing on the earth plane and all of us, because we're all on it, all of nature. It's a huge tool, but they want us to continue to seek and pick up tools of our own. Like, yes, this is a wonderful gift, this energy coming in, but it doesn't mean that our work is done. So we're going to need to continue to pick up our own tools, continue to do our spiritual work, right? Because that's what this energy is triggering for that growth, you guys. And they're highly recommending it so that we don't get swallowed up in our own emotions, right? So, because it will be triggering to all of us. So if they're saying it's going to be triggering emotionally to others and us, then we need to listen, or we should listen. Well, we don't need to do anything, and should and could, what does that mean? That's placing a judgment, right? But if we're to go inside and connect to our heart, we would understand that this message is coming through to help us along the way if we so choose, because we do have free will. So it could benefit us right now to really delve into our emotional work. So anything that keeps us held back, small, feeling resentful, feeling fearful, feeling angry, exasperated, all of those things, it's a good time to pick up some tools and really get started on that work even more than we already are, so that we don't get swallowed up by it, because this big energy is really going to make people feel things, okay? And with this, we should be happy, be happy, rejoice, because this energy, as it brings up these feelings, they've got to be brought up to be healed, right? We can't ignore things. Some people will be doing okay. They'll be working fine with their emotions. Other people will be spilling their emotions out everywhere. So projecting onto other people. So if we pick up our tools, right, and we're doing our own work, if we by chance have somebody projecting onto us, or we're privy to a big meltdown, we're not going to take that on personally, because we're doing our own work. And if we're doing our own work, we won't be one of those people that are projecting or having a meltdown, right? So that's our advice. They're saying, yes, this energy is wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. These are the things that are going to happen as we get this other rush of energy. You know, we've had massive energy coming in over the years periodically from time to time, which has been lifting the earth's vibration, nature's vibration, our vibration. This is not the first time, probably won't be the last, that humanity's had this like leveling up of a vibrational shift. And so they want you to know, like, don't get caught up in like, just don't get all caught up in, oh, this is a vibrational shift. And, you know, now everything's going to be like, they've warned us, now everything's going to be puppy dogs and and roses and chocolate chip cookies. If we get caught up in that and we think that's all this is about, we're going to get bitten ourselves, okay? It's bigger than that, you guys. It's much bigger than that. And this is, and they're saying, you know, don't just get all caught up in that. It's bigger than that. They're ending it with the sun. So the sun is that warmth. It's that beauty. It's you know, it's that warmth. It's that joy. It's that inner child. So take that all as tools because that comes down. So, you know, nurture the inner child. It comes down from that Page of Pentacles where we could be picking up some tools. Nurture that inner child. Bring in feelings of joy. Like I've said before, go back to childhood, find your happy place. Pull those memories of childhood joy. Fill yourself up with them. Manifest from there, right? So find that joy again. Ignite yourself with that joy. And see the world abundant and happy. But also know, and know that it's going to be like igniting. This energy is going to ignite things in people. Good things, but also emotional things, okay? But also know that as they're leaving us with that, the sun is going to continue to play a role in more energy coming in. So the sun's not done with us, right? So that's very interesting. The sun's going to continue to play a role. So I want to pull these cards and I just want to shuffle them all in and I'm going to let them talk as the sun will continue to play a role in the vibrational shift that we're going through. The solar flares probably and all of those things. I'm going to shuffle these cards. And I'm going to let them say a couple more things. Because that sun is like through those sparks of flames, the solar flares coming off from it. That's a lot of vibration there, you guys. And if the sun is going to continue to play this role, because it ends with the sun, we just want to see what they're saying there. So that means the energy, what I'm gathering is that the energy is going to stay lifted. Like it's not coming in to stay and shift things and then it will dissipate. It's like the sun's going to hold this energy. And this energy is now like the new energy. And then we're going to keep getting higher energy as we go, just like we always do, right? So let's see. What a messy shuffle. All right, one more shuffle, you guys. And we'll cut them. A little more conversation. And we'll close out. Going on 8. All right, so what I'm getting here is that sun. So this energy is coming in, you guys. It's been coming in, right? Today is peak. The sun's going to hold the peak energy. So today's peak will be energetically where everybody's vibing. So it's like we literally are leveling up. We're just going to be vibing here. And then the sun will hold this energy for us, but then continue to give us more and more higher vibes. This is part of our growth with this 2 of rods. So it's part of our growth. It's part of our expansion. It really is part of ending a cycle that will feel good. Like it's a cleansing, you guys, because this is the 10 of Cups. And so if you're creating a happy feeling within the emotions, then it's a cleansing. And it's not just a cleansing for us, the people, it's a cleansing for the earth. And because of this, the earth will undergo a little bit of chaos, it's saying. So let's take a look. All right, so because of this cleansing, because of this vibrational shift, the earth will go through some chaos. But we're going to be able to see the transformation there in the earth, okay? So we have the star, and this really is transformative, and we're talking about the chaos that the earth will go through. The star is transforming it. So what they want you to know is you may be hearing a lot about weather patterns. I'm just going to say that again. And you may be hearing that all of this vibrational shift is going to create horrific weather patterns. And they're saying the earth is going to go through a bit of its own chaos, but that the star is actually going to be working to transform some of this chaos. With this 5, that's more of that air, right? So the earth and the air going through a bit of a chaos. But we should be able to see the healing too, because we saw that in that last spread. But the star is working to transform this. So though people are predicting, it seems as though there's predictions of earthquakes, chaotic weather patterns, could be tornadoes, could be hurricanes. Don't forget the chaos of the earth shifting here touches the 10 of Cups. So people might be talking about disruptions in our oceans and whatnot, the chaos. But what they want you to know is that the universe is actually working with us to tame these things, okay? So we may be hearing horror stories, but the universe is saying that energetically, things that are projected or predicted, the universe is working to make it not as bad as what we may be hearing, okay? This is a very spiritual journey. And so we do have, and this is 17, don't forget, we do have energies in our corner that are eagerly working to transform, where miracles happen. Some of this chaos that the earth might experience from this big vibrational shift, and that the earth might experience from whatever's going on with the sun. We come down and we end it with the devil, okay? So we're looking at this. The sun is doing things to hold vibration and to lift vibration. It may feel chaotic. The earth may go through its own chaos. This is part of like our leveling up for a more beautiful, abundant earth, a cleansed earth emotionally. It's very transformative, and this energy is going to help transform the chaos that could take place because of this. Don't forget that star is also 17, so perhaps there are also people that have technologies that are working to help balance whatever chaos might go on within the earth plane. We come down to that devil. The devil is tricky, right? So the sun is changing things. The earth is going through shifting. And then we have the devil at the very bottom of this card, this layout. But we have the star that is right above it. And what is the star doing? She's transforming the trickiness that could be happening through the chaos with the vibrational shift. She's actually pouring water on the heat, if you look, because in this deck, the star is pouring out some water. And the way this is laid out, she's pouring the water onto what? The devil. And in this card, it's a very hot card. In this deck, it's a very hot card, right? So she's pouring the water out onto the heat. So she's helping to cool the earth. She's helping to pour the water out onto the heat and the things that might be tricky along the way as our earth goes through these changes. So we do have help, you guys, but don't expect, like I said, don't expect everybody to be all better and nice people tomorrow. Don't expect to wake up and we're in our top glory, right? And do expect there are changes going on within the earth. They are for the better, but there could be some chaos. And we do have the universal energies working to tame some of this chaos, and possibly even technologies that the powers that be hold that can help tame some of this chaos. So those are the messages for today. They want you to know that stuff. Let's see. Let me shuffle them all in and see if I've done a pretty good job delivering all of the messages that they want to talk about as far as the earth and the earth changes, our own changes, things that people are saying, how this will play out over time, that we're leveling up, all of the things that they've been telling us. That this is actually part of blooming the journey. It's not waking up to something brand new, but it's part of growing this journey into something beautiful that all these energies are about. So have I done a good job delivering these messages to the best of my human abilities? I do have to get off here. It is 10 minutes of 8 a.m. I need to do barn chores. I have to cook Faluki Duke. There are things that I have to get doing, and I've got to get my shower. It's time to rock and roll my day. So I just want to see, have I done a good job delivering the messages around these energies and the energy shifts and the things that you want us to be aware of and take in for knowledge. Please and thank you. With one card, yes or no. Have I done a good job? Please and thank you. I've led you with love, so I've delivered the message with love. This is the love card. So I always try to do my best to stand in love and not judgment when I'm reading the cards. Move my ego out and just read from a place of essence and heart. So that's some nice, that's nice. Thanks, guys. So yeah, I did a good job. I brought you the messages in a very loving and calming way. So the secondary message would be, I don't know, I'm totally unplugged, you guys. I've had people send me stuff that I really want to watch. Like, you know, one person sent me something on, you know, daylight savings time, which I hate. I hate daylight savings time. So I was really eager to watch that, and I still want to. But you all know that my life is a little crazy right now, and I just haven't had the time to do that. And so I'm out of the loop. I don't know what's being said. I don't know if people are telling you that the earth is going to, if we're going into apocalypse now. I don't know if people are telling you that all of a sudden we're going to wake up tomorrow and we're going to be like, you know, heaven on earth. I don't know what people are saying. But in this card, it's saying that, yes, I did a good job bringing you the message, and I did it in a loving and calming way that will help grow your journey. So that's just interesting to me because I don't know what's being said out there. But I would assume with that card, there's a lot of crazy shit being said out there, just like there always is. So anyway, I hope that you guys all found some value in these 3 days of readings that we have done here on the channel. Again, this is just what I'm getting. It's just what I'm getting. Take from it what you will, toss the rest. That's how we do it. You know, stay loving, stay in that love vibration. You know, we came from love. We are love, and we will go back to love. Any other emotion that we're carrying, that's ego, and that's a place to heal, you know? So if we're carrying hatred, if we're carrying anger, if we're carrying rage, if we're carrying fear, if we're carrying depression, all of those things are just to heal. They're to heal. Because at the end of the day, we are love. We are. That's what we are. That's what we're made of. So just stay in that love vibration as often as you can. If you feel yourself, you know, going off kilter a little bit, feeling triggered, feeling upset, you know, just try to reason with that ego, tame that ego, calm that ego, love that ego so that it feels safe. And, you know, take yourself, ground yourself, and take yourself into that feeling of divine love. Connect to that love, which you came from, which you are, which you emanate. Just connect to that love and pull in that childhood joy and look at what's going on inside of you that needs a little love, attention, healing, reasoning with, understanding, validation, or discipline. Honestly, sometimes we do, that's the shadow work. Understanding what healthy shame is opposed to shame that we're not meant to carry. You know, understanding that we're not always perfect or right, and taking responsibility and accountability. Just keep doing all of that. It will help us. It will help us to grow and nurture our own journey and be the best that we can be. And, you know, fill yourself with as much love as possible. See that going out. Fill in the earth. Fill in the ethers. Fill yourself with it again. Because we can't do this from an empty cup. And if we're filling the earth that we're walking upon with love, then we're filling ourselves, you know, we're helping to heal ourselves and our families and our friends and everything and everyone that we love and care about. And all of nature and all of everyone, because we're all connected. The illusion that we're separate is merely an illusion. We are all connected. So anyway, there's my ramble and my blah, blah, blah. I love you all very much. I hope that you have an amazing day. Take care of yourself, nurture yourself, drink plenty of water, do all of the things that we've discussed over the last few days. Take care of yourself during this time of change. And I will see you again soonish. All right. I love you all. Bye.